Welcome to the new session in physics. Today we are discussing how to find magnitude and direction of the resultant of two vectors by using parallelogram law of vector addition. We have already discussed the parallelogram law of vector addition. According to parallelogram law, if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram drawn from a point, then their resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from the same point. So from this statement, we can find out the magnitude and direction of the resultant. Now we will discuss how to find the resultant of two vectors. We have two vectors, vector A and vector B. Here A is the magnitude of vector A and B is the magnitude of vector B. The common point of the two vectors is O. And the two vectors are inclined at an angle theta. That is, the angle between the two vectors is theta. Now, to apply parallelogram law, first of all, we have to complete the parallelogram. So after completing the parallelogram, we have to draw the diagonal from the common point. Actually, that diagonal represents the resultant. Here the resultant is represented by C. So resultant of two vectors, vector A and vector B, is C. Now let alpha be the angle made by the resultant with the direction of vector A. That means alpha is the angle between vector A and vector C. Here the magnitude of vector C or resultant is the same as the length of vector OQ. Length of vector OQ is the magnitude of the resultant. So to find the magnitude of that resultant, we extend the direction of vector A. That means OR is extended and a perpendicular is dropped from Q so that it meets that extension, and the angle between the two lines, it is 90 degree. Now another perpendicular is drawn from the vertex R onto the vector OQ and the point of intersection is marked as T. The resultant of two vectors, vector OQ, it makes an angle beta with the direction of vector B. So in the diagram, by the property of parallel lines, we can mark two angles as angle beta. Now to find length OQ, we are considering a right triangle OQS. We have the 90 degree angle at S. From Pythagoras theorem, OQ square is equal to OS square plus SQ square. Now we need to find what is OS and SQ. In the diagram, OS is equal to OR plus RS. I repeat, OS is equal to OR plus RS. But we know OR is equal to A, that is the magnitude of vector A. So OS becomes A plus RS. Let's call this equation as equation 2. Now another triangle, right triangle, we can obtain from the same diagram, that is triangle QSR. Triangle QSR is a right triangle with right angle at S. In triangle QSR, cos theta is equal to RS divided by QR. RS by QR or RS by RQ. So RS is equal to RQ cos theta. So RQ, we know RQ is B. So by cross multiplying, we will have RS is equal to B cos theta. Let's call this as equation 3. From the same triangle, we have sin theta is equal to QS by RQ. Sin theta is equal to QS by RQ. or QS by B, because RQ is B. So by cross multiplying, we have QS is equal to B sin theta. That is, QS is equal to B sin theta. Let's call this as equation 4. So in the given diagram, we have the expressions for OS, RS and QS. We know OS is equal to A plus RS, that is A plus B cos theta. We already have from equation 4, that is QS is equal to B sin theta. So substituting QS and OS in the first equation, we have OQ square is equal to A plus B cos theta whole square plus B sin theta square. We just substituted for OS and SQ. So expanding, we have A square plus B cos theta whole square plus 2AB cos theta plus B sin theta the whole square. Here we have used the identity A plus B whole square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. In the equation, we have taken B square as common from the two terms B square cos square theta and B square sin square theta, and obtained the final expression as C square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Here one more identity, trigonometric identity we have used, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. So finally we have C is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So that is the expression for the magnitude of the resultant. That is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And this equation 6, is also called as law of cosines. So law of cosines gives the magnitude of the resultant of two vectors, vector A and vector B. To find direction, we will obtain law of sines. For that, consider right triangle OQS. In triangle OQS, we have sin alpha equal to QS by OQ. That is, QS is equal to OQ sin alpha, but OQ we know that is the resultant of two vectors, which is C. So QS is equal to C sin alpha. Let that be equation 7. Now we consider another right triangle with QS as the common side. That means in the previous triangle we have the side QS. Now another triangle, right triangle with QS. So we have the right triangle RQS. So from that triangle, we have sin theta is equal to QS by RQ, or QS is equal to RQ sin theta, or RQ is B, and we have QS is equal to B sin alpha. Let that be equation 8. Now from the equations 7 and 8, we have the expressions for QS. So by equating the right hand sides, we have C sin alpha is equal to B sin theta. That is, C by sin theta equal to B by sin alpha. Call it as equation 9. Now we consider another pair of right triangles with common side TR. First we consider triangle OTR. In that triangle OTR, we have sin alpha is equal to TR by OR. Therefore, we have sin alpha is equal to TR by A, or TR is equal to A sin alpha. Let's call this equation as equation 10. Now consider second triangle with TR as one side. That triangle is RTQ. In triangle RTQ, sin beta is equal to TR divided by QR. So we have sine beta is equal to TR by B, or TR is equal to B sine beta. Let's call it as equation 11. Now, the left hand sides of the two equations 10 and 11 are the same. So, by equating the right hand side, we have A sin alpha equal to B sin beta, or A by sin beta equal to B by sin alpha. Let's call it as equation 12. Now, from the two equations, that is equation 12 and equation 9, we can write A by sin beta equal to B by sin alpha equal to C by sin theta. This equation, called equation 13, it is called as law of sines. Law of sines, so it is A by sin beta equal to B by sin alpha equal to C by sin theta. We can find the direction of resultant by using another expression. For that, let's consider the triangle OQS. In that triangle, the side QS, as we know, it is B sin theta, and the portion RS is B cos theta. So, from the triangle, tan alpha is equal to QS by OS, that is QS by OR plus RS, or tan alpha is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So, this equation can be used to find the direction of resultant, because alpha is the angle made by the resultant with the direction of vector A. So, in terms of alpha, we can state the direction of resultant. Now, let's conclude the formulae which we derived today. First was law of cosines, which gives the magnitude of resultant of two vectors as C equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Here A and B are the magnitudes of two vectors, vector A and vector B, and theta is the angle between the two vectors. Next is law of sines, which help us to find the direction of resultant of two vectors. The expression is A by sin beta equal to B by sin alpha equal to C by sin theta. Here theta is the angle between the two vectors, vector A and vector B, and alpha is the angle made by the resultant with vector A. Beta is the angle made by the resultant with vector B. Last, we discussed the expression tan alpha equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. This equation helps us to find the direction of the resultant. So, to find the direction of the resultant, we can use any of the two equations, either law of sines or this equation tan alpha equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. With that, we wind up today's session. Thank you.